These are nice pictures we got there.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Where's the flag? Oh, it's right there. Are we ready? Okay. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the school board meeting. It's a pleasure to be here at Apple Valley. I'll call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, any changes to the agenda, Dr. Finch?
No changes.
Communications?
All right, first is our placeholder of response to public comment, and we have no need for that this evening. Second is staff retirement recognition. So I don't see Jill O'Brien and Rob O'Brien with us, but we certainly want to give recognition. Rob O'Brien was hired in 1989 for the West Valley School District, 34 years of service. Jill O'Brien hired in 1991, 32 years of service. So that's just wonderful service to West Valley, and we appreciate their service. We have John Webster, custodian. Is John here this evening? Hey, John. Come on up, John. We have a nice plaque for you. John is custodian with the facilities. I'd like to recognize John. He's retiring as well.
Thank you. Nice plaque. Thank
you very much for coming.
Shake your hand.
Congratulations.
And then next we have student recognition. So we have Brooklyn Lewis is a fifth grader here at Apple Valley. Brooklyn, why don't you come on up, and Brooklyn's going to share, and Heidi Sutton, our principal, will share a little bit here at the microphone. So Brooklyn is a published author as a fifth grader. So go ahead and share with us, Brooklyn. We'd like to give you some recognition.
So before Brooklyn begins, I just want to recognize John as our evening custodian.
Wonderful.
And so as an Apple Valley staff, we also have great appreciation for him. And sad to see him go, yet we know his life in retirement will be fabulous. So
Yeah, great.
from Apple Valley too, congratulations, John.
Yeah.
Yes. So Brooklyn is here today. I'm going to let her introduce it. I'm going to be Vanna and share her book this way, but I'll let Brooklyn go ahead and talk.
Thank you for having me. I'm Brooklyn Lewis, and I've always loved reading for a long time. And I actually read the Harry Potter series in second grade, so I've read for a long time. And I wrote my first book in kindergarten at this school. And one of the first people to read it was a staff here. And my book is New York. And
Can you share a little bit about the book with us?
yeah, so I'll read the back.
Sure.
So Ava doesn't think she belongs in the lighthouse after she was adopted by President George Henderson. She also longs for adventure. So when she gets the chance to run away to New York City with a homeless boy, Connor, who hopes for money to help his family, she jumps at the chance. But it's hard to keep hidden when everyone knows who you are. And if anyone I know or any of you is interested in reading it, you can find it at the Apple Valley Library and the Yakima Public Library. And the publishing process is really easy. Anyone can publish a book on Amazon. It isn't super complicated like you can do. And I'm also in the middle of writing 4 other books. And I have another one done that my mom has to edit. She's my editor.
Sweet.
And half of the proceeds also go to the Union Gospel Mission because I have a homeless character in my book. And does anyone have any questions?
How long does it take you to write a book?
For me, it took about a year because I still wanted to read and do other stuff.
Where can you buy the book?
On Amazon.
On Amazon?
Or through me.
Great.
Or through her?
Yeah,
Right.
That's right. You get autograph from the author. All right. Well, Brooklyn, congratulations. Come and give a handshake to the board members, and we want to give you a hand.
Thanks for coming.
That's great. Keep it up. Keep writing.
So cool.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Brooklyn. Oh, you should have introduced your parents. Are your parents here? Oh, awesome.
That's
Well,
great.
thanks for being here tonight.
Congratulations.
Well, as we're all here at the beautiful new Apple Valley Elementary School, quite a bit different than when I went through, and Mr. Jameson taught here. So it's really great to be here, and thank you to Mrs. Sutton for having us, and it's all yours.
Right on. Well, thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming. I know we didn't meet here last year. In our first year, we were at the high school still. So again, afterwards, if you want a tour, we could take you around. Brooklyn was part of our presentation tonight, and so I'm so proud of her and her copy. I know Mrs. Wells has a signed copy, and many of our staff members do as also, so we appreciate that, and we'll have many copies in our building. And then tonight, we are here to really showcase our youngest learners. As a building previously, our youngest learners were always kindergartners, and this year we have the pleasure and the gift of having a TK program in our building.
Thank you.
These are the parents of many of our TK kids. We have about 18 of them, and then we have a crew who came out tonight with gifts for you. I'm going to turn it over to our amazing educator, Chelsea Nell. And I want to introduce her paraeducator staff. We have Trudy Arndt and Kelly Morales here in the back. Kelly, raise your hand and wave. These three took on a challenge this summer. I called up Chelsea last spring and then these two wonderful ladies and said, we've got a new program. What could you guys do? And it has turned from these amazing, wonderful young learners who TK is when you meet the deadline of becoming 5 after the August date. So you're not able to come to kindergarten as a 5-year-old, but we're getting you prepared. And as Stacy Drake has supported our building on this, it is full day. It is every allocation that all of our kindergartners get. They go to PE and they go to music and they go to library and they eat in our cafeteria and they're on the playground with our other 419 children. And it has been such a growth of watching them develop their language, develop their skills, walk down the hallway so wonderfully. And if you're ever just needing a smile, this is where you go.
Right.
So I am going to turn it over to Chelsea. She does have a program with her children, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this amazing TK program. So thank you.
Okay, so hi, I'm Chelsea Nell. This was, like Heidi was saying, such an adventure. We didn't really know what we were expecting at the beginning of the year, but I couldn't imagine how well it has gone just through the support with Heidi and Stacy in the district. I think it's just an incredible opportunity that these kids get to have a genuine school experience. They do everything that any other kindergartner through 5th grader would be doing at school. They go to recess with them. They eat in the cafeteria with everybody else. We've gone on a few field trips. They went to the pumpkin patch. We went to the library. They are part of Apple Valley. And I think that that's going to bode well for them moving on to kindergarten. These kids are so ready. And our kindergarten teachers are constantly like, I can't wait to get these kids because they have just they've learned how to school. They know how to walk in the hallway. They know how to sit on the carpet. We're learning how to write our name, learn our letters, learn our numbers, fine motor skills, social skills, hugely important. And it's just, again, one of those incredible opportunities that I feel like I get to have with such young learners and the impact that this is going to have on their education at large. So I just thank the district so much for allowing this opportunity because before conferences, I shared with some of the parents, I was just like, what would have happened had these kids not had this formal school opportunity going into kindergarten? It's just, I know Peter really believes in, obviously Stacy, in early intervention. And like, I'm here to tell you I feel like I can't wait to track what these kids will do academically, socially, and just everything through their experience. I think that it's just amazing that we get to do this. So, and obviously I could not do it without the support of Apple Valley and without the support of my amazing paras. A little bit biased, but we are a pretty awesome team. But anyways, and Stacy wrote a grant, and we were honored this amazing, wonderful, incredible grant with more than we could ever imagine. And so we get to fully fund our TK classrooms with basically the state-of-the-art type of equipment and furniture and everything that we ever could have possibly imagined. Our dreams are coming true. So it's like kind of a once in a lifetime experience for me as well. And I'm just very, very grateful for the opportunity and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for allowing me to come and talk about it. But my friends, we've been learning about some dinosaurs, as you can tell. And we've learned specifically about these three specific dinosaurs, the pterodactyl, the triceratops, and the T-Rex, among others. And we grew very fond of a song during that time. And so I think that we want to sing it for you. What do you think, guys? You want to sing it?
Yes.
Okay. Are we queued up? Okay. I sent the video to you. If not, it's on YouTube.
So sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
You want to talk for a second?
Yes.
Sorry, the music wasn't.
Yes, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys, you wanna stand up? Okay, we're gonna stand up right here. We're gonna turn around and we're gonna sing a song. We're gonna back up a little bit so we can do our emotions. So here we have, do you guys want to introduce yourselves? What's your name? Isabella. Josiah. Who else we have? And Sebastian. And Aaliyah. So these are just a sampling of our 8 kids that we have. This is we're getting done.
Oh my goodness, this is great.
Turn it down. It might be a little loud, so then I'll turn it down. You guys ready?
Yes.
Going on a dinosaur hunt. Going on a dinosaur hunt. I got my binoculars. I got my binoculars. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Oh, the tall green grass on top. We can't go over it. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. We can't go under it. We're gonna have to crawl through it. We're gonna have to crawl through it. Swish, 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 swish. We're going on a dinosaur hunt. Going on a dinosaur hunt. I got my binoculars. I got my binoculars. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Uh-oh, it's a bit muddy swamp. Swish. We can't go over it. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. We can't go under it. We're gonna have to go through it. Yeah, go through it. Squish, 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 squish. We're going on a dinosaur hunt. Going on a dinosaur hunt. I got my binoculars. I got my binoculars. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Oh, it's a tall volcano. It's so tall. We can't go over it. We can't go over it. We can't go under it. We can't go under it. We're gonna have to climb up it. We're gonna have to climb. Climb, 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 climb. We're going on a dinosaur hunt. Going on a dinosaur hunt. I got my binoculars. I'm not scared. can't go over it. You can't go over it. You can't go under it. You can't go under it. We're gonna have to go into it. Are you sure? Step, step, step. We're going on the dance. I'm not scared. Oh no! I feel a big nose. Big nose. Feel a long tail. Feel a long tail. Feel a hot breath. Feel a hot breath. What? It's a dinosaur. Let's Oh no, we forgot. Go back down to the door. We're safe. That was close. That was fun. Tomorrow, let's go.
Yay!
So thanks for sharing. Can you guys turn around and say thank you to the school board and hope they enjoy their dinosaur hats?
Yes, thank you for the hats.
Which ones they have? What's the orange one? What is it? What's the orange one? Close? Yeah. Pterodactyl. Good. What's the green?
What do you got, Christian? What's this one? Good job. And then what's this guy? He has 3 points. Triceratops.
Sweet.
Well, thank you, little ones, for coming tonight. And Miss Nell, there are some wonderful gift bags from the school board. We've got little gifts for you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we can grab it. Do you mind the time if we put them in front of you?
Sure.
Grab it right
Yeah,
there
let's
with the
do it.
board?
Absolutely.
Actually, can we leave them? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, there's that. Go and stand in front of the school board and we'll go take your picture. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Here.
Come right here.
How about if we stand over here? We'll get the school board members to come over here.
Sure.
I mean, because we're so, yeah.
And you have to wear your hat the whole night? Yeah. Very serious for public comment. Just like she said as the song was going, they're also going to perform in our spring program. So our music teacher is joining them with our kindergarten and first grade. It's so awesome. And we thank the families also for bringing your kids out. Some of them have also been through Apple Valley a couple of times, so we're glad to have you back. all the time. Then my closing, because that is really our program. We felt that is a shining, shining star of Apple Valley, is if you are free tomorrow, Donuts with Grown-Ups, 8 o'clock. Mr. Moore wanted me to make sure I informed you of that. It will be here. Come grab a donut with your significant other, or just come. We'll hook you up with a kid. We'll put a kid down with you, but Donuts for Grown-Ups at 8 o'clock. And otherwise, thanks for coming out to Apple Valley tonight. It was great. Thank you, guys. Any questions for us? Yes.
I love this. Last year, I was so intrigued by your presentation. I've been, as a student, I got to go to a camp like that.
Yeah.
As a teacher and a coach, I've taken kids, either my teams or at-risk kids and whatnot. And I want to hear how everything came out last spring.
Thank you. You know, it was amazing. So we presented in April. Our kids went in May. We sent almost 90 of them up there. They went for the full day. It was a crazy time period too. You know, the camps were just opening and they were trying to deal with COVID. And literally that morning, I got an email saying, we have lost a numerous amount of camp counselors due to COVID. What can you do to help us? So I was on the phone, I was calling. We ended up having parents go up and be chaperones. A couple of our gentlemen were in the male cabins, and then a couple of our moms went up. We called high school kids. But in the end, it went stupendously well. We met them all here. We shipped them off on the buses. They came back on Friday completely exhausted. It was an amazing opportunity for everyone. I think our teachers would speak to that. We applied for the grant again, but didn't get it. I think Mountain View did. So I believe Mountain View is participating in the outdoor school. I haven't seen it come up yet for this school year. It's definitely out there. But they came back and, you know, they have stories to tell. And that was part of it. We have so many pictures. I know I posted a lot on Facebook of just their adventures outside. Even though the rain came down, they were outside. They were at the creek. They were doing their nature studies. And then time at the campfire. They sent me just like this wonderful look going on a bear hunt, right? Our fifth graders sang that as they gathered around the fire and, you know, made some great friends. I think it was a Bellevue school, a Seattle, like a Snohomish school, and another one. So it turned out in the end very successfully, even with the COVID aspect that came up. So
Last year,
yeah.
so this was outdoor school and it was over by North Bend, right?
Yeah, this was in
That area?
North Bend when we tried to do CISPUS, which is right in our area of Randall. But I kind of refer to it like when you travel. Randall and CISPUS is a great camp. We went with the all-inclusive. And so the all-inclusive there was a nurse on staff and the staff that could provide the services. And Waskowitz is one, Wenitown and Federal Way we took our children to many times as sixth graders. So it was a really fulfilling program. So we'll definitely watch it. It is a high expense to send your children for 5 days overnight. You know, Joe helped me. We did get the grant. We were able to reimburse through the grant and even support our teachers. They were participating in a training and provide them with a little additional support time because that was part of it. We couldn't have done it if our fifth grade teacher said, you know, I think it's great, but I'm not going to spend the night with those kids. You know, that was huge. And our teachers were willing to go up there. And it was a really big class. Like I said, it was almost 90 kids that we sent. So
Great.
We love it. We love to see it grow. I know our high school has had leadership kids who have done that. So I think as the district provides, and I know years ago, Dr. Finch, they did it.
Mhm.
That would be amazing to have those high school kids up there or have our kids now go back
Right.
as student leaders. So thanks for asking. I'm anxious to hear from Mountain View, how that goes this year.
Great.
Because there are the other camps. I think Gormley and Dudley are also
Right.
offering the programs now that COVID's kind of over. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Well, any other questions for us at Apple Valley? Thank you for wearing your hats, Joe.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys. It's wonderful.
All right. On to item 7, public comment on non-discussion items. So this is the point of the meeting where if anybody has a comment from the public that they would like to address the board about, we will receive the public comment at this time. Did anybody sign up? I'll open it up to anybody else, even if you didn't sign up. Okay, we'll close the public comment period. On to item 8, approval items. So tonight we have 2, approval of minutes from study session and regular school board meeting on the 28th of March. And then another item is approval of a travel request. So first would be the minutes. We can take them as a group to approve or individually. If anybody would like to motion either way.
Doctor, I have a question, Dr. Finch. The travel requests. I guess I haven't asked this question in my time on the board. As an educator, I know that we send people to conferences, and rarely do we hear the information that comes back to us. So, how is the information that they're gathering, the sessions that they're attending at these conferences, these national conferences? How are they disseminating that information to our schools?
All right, we have the team here is for migrant education. So they would share that information as they come back and work with all of the schools. We have the director and then family engagement coordinator, and Michael's a specialist. So this will be his first time going to a conference like this. Basically through our professional development that we have that are building based, and then also just through, the program implementation is how we get the information back to the field.
So they're presenting to the schools during like BDOT and
Exactly.
those
Yeah.
time-
Yeah.
the late,
Either through our,
2-hour late starts.
exactly. Either through any of the professional development opportunities that we have. And for migrant education, we've been able to identify a lot more students that are eligible for program. And so this trip is funded by migrant education funds, and looking forward to hearing what they learned from this national conference and to bring that back to the district.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mokel. Back to approval of minutes. I'd entertain a motion to approve the study session and the regular school board meeting minutes on March 28th.
I'll move that we approve both the study session and board meeting minutes from the 28th of April.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Meyer.
April's not there yet.
There you go. We have a motion to approve the minutes on the 28th of March. I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries to approve the minutes 5-0. On to the one travel request for National Migrant Education Conference in Albuquerque, New Mexico at the end of April and beginning of May. Any further questions? If not, we can take a motion on that as well.
I'll also move that we approve the travel request to the National Migrant Education Conference.
Thank you, Mr. Meyer. I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Items arising from the board members. I mentioned to Doc, it's just for everybody's information. I mentioned to Dr. Finch and Mr. Jager that I will be absent at the next school board meeting. So Mr. Jager will stand in for me.
Very good.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll be absent too.
Good. Okay, on to item 10, superintendent's report. Dr. Finch.
Yeah, the superintendent's report just shows that we are continuing to monitor the legislative session. There was a bill that passed unanimously through the Senate, and it was with the House Appropriations Committee. I testified via Zoom. It is to support the elimination of tuition fees for college and the high school. That'd be for students across the state of Washington. This is a issue that we've been working on for many years. There are students in other school districts that take these classes but can't afford the tuition, and then they take the same exact class as they go to college. And we know that all public colleges in the state are subsidized to some extent by Washington state taxpayers, and so it's really much more efficient if the state pays for that college tuition in a college and the high school class. And so it looks very promising. As I said, it passed unanimously in the Senate. It did pass the Appropriations Committee, and it's going to the floor of the House within the next week or two. So just excited to see this legislation moving forward, and we'll continue to monitor all the impacts of the legislative session as they are coming to a close here in the next couple weeks.
Thank you, Dr. Finch. On to item 11, board reports, board development.
This is again directed to Dr. Finch. In my day job, I see that Minerva, I'm such a huge fan of Minerva. I see that she's doing a presentation to the community in East Valley. Can you speak a little bit about what she's doing across our larger community?
Well, Minerva's a national trainer for the Strengthening Families Framework. And so that's the 5 protective factors. Part of that is concrete support in times of need. So our RAM landing that we have in West Valley that provides free materials, food, school supplies, clothing. This is something that's really caught the attention across the state. We know that Jill Hendricks was the Classified Employee of the Year for our region. And so East Valley has also had interest in starting something like that. And so we've been providing them some technical assistance on that. But it's part of a larger framework. So the concrete support in times of needs, that's one of the 5 protective factors. The others are knowledge of parenting and child development, social connections that everyone needs, but especially parents, and providing them knowledge of child development. So these are all part of the protective factors, and Minerva's certainly willing to share her expertise when she's asked. And so we appreciate Minerva being willing to do that. Minerva's also going to be presenting in New Orleans coming up, I believe, at the end of the month as part of the AASA Authentic Family Engagement cohort. And so she's just a real treasure that we have for West Valley. Appreciate her commitment to our kids here and families. She is very committed to West Valley, but it's nice that she is also asked to do these national trainings over at East Valley. So just thank you for giving that opportunity to just share what a great resource we have with Minerva. And then, Minerva's really into building the expertise of our staff. So like having Michael Garza going to this national conference, she's helping to build his expertise. Yasmin Stoltz is another member of that team. So it's great that it's not just one person as a champion for our families, but she's really building a team that has expertise. So I appreciate her willingness to build that team approach. So it's just it's exciting to have someone like that as a member of our team. And like you said, it's great to see her being asked to share her expertise in other districts as well.
Thank you. Anything else from the board?
If I may, I think what I'm hearing is it's an extension or continuation of what the program we have at the Innovation Center, the
RAM Landing, right?
RAM Landing,
Mhm.
right? And where we take into consideration all the needs of providing a worthwhile education, if you will, as far as nutrition, housing, whatever it takes.
Exactly.
See that student gets an opportunity to succeed in life.
Exactly. Like Minerva had shared this recently again, that there's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which means starting with the basic, your food and shelter and security and a sense of belonging. And then you build on that to have that academic success. So there's Bloom's taxonomy of learning, which talks about moving towards higher levels of thinking. But Minerva says we need to have Maslow's hierarchy before Bloom's hierarchy. It's Maslow before Bloom, because you have to have that solid foundation of your basic needs being met and your social emotional needs being met before you can really build your academic expertise on that. And I also had a training recently where it said that if you're in a classroom and you're worried about other things besides learning, you're using your cognitive abilities to wondering if there's threats out there, or maybe you're hungry, or there's other type of social emotional considerations, and you're not able to focus because you're using your cognitive abilities on other things. But when you have those basic needs met, then you can build on that foundation and really maximize your potential as a learner.
Thank you.
I have one thing that I just wanted to say. I'm just looking to see. Yes. I just want to say thanks to Dr. Finch for lining up our bond counsel to come speak with the board in furtherance of our previous discussion about the bond proceeds on Tuesday, 6 o'clock, Tuesday, May 9th at 6 o'clock, where our council will be with us via Zoom. So thank you for setting that up. Anything else from the board? All right, 7:35 on Tuesday, and we are adjourned. Thank you.